Hey, hey, everybody. We are large and in charge. It is 2023, and we wanted to get back to doing our quick fixes. I'm going to hold on as some people come in because there's some couple of announcements that I want to make. If you want to hit up any of your friends as well, tag them so that they can tune in. I think it's going to be pretty engaging to really take a look at 2023 and what we may be looking at as individuals collectively and corporately. Hey, Lahencia, I see you. I see you. So, yeah, so I'm doing this a little different today. So, bear with me as I adjust. Everybody's getting used to their illnesses, their all of the different things and stuff. But I am so excited, you guys. God saw fit. It is the 11th of January of 2020. Already, we are 11 days into this. But some of the fun excitement things that I have that are coming out. Just to give you guys the heads up, you know that the song is out and it's doing well. It's streaming on Spotify and iTunes and Apple Music, and that's been really fun. Let's just say, and that's what we're going to be talking about when I start talking about just future things. Okay, so you know what's next. Happy New Year's, Brittany. And so it's like, so then, we did the book, right? And so got the book out, did the book signings, so on and so forth. We did the holiday bazaar. There were just so many things that were going on. And the last piece that I was working on for the end of the year was getting my audiobook done. And so lo and behold, you guys, I did it. The audiobook is done. The audiobook is out there now, and it's really pretty amazing. You don't kind of think your voice is the voice, you know what I mean? And so I was like, why would I do it? And so it's been interesting listening to it. It's a little under 8 hours, the total book. The song is in there, so you get bonus. You get the song as well. And I wanted to play for you guys before we start talking about the plans for 2023. The 4-minute excerpt that I have on the book so you guys can hear it, and then encourage you to go to Audible and download it. And how cool is it that you get to listen to it, that you get to while you're in the car, while you're doing the dishes, while you're cleaning house, just really kind of a conversational piece, if you would. So, Bianca, if you want to go ahead and play that. Oh, I love me some you, Doctor of Love, Mr. Pierce. So I'm have you guys listen to that, and then we'll talk about 2023.
There he stood, 6'3" wearing tan casual slacks and a plaid shirt unbuttoned down to his waist. Out of nowhere, he strode into Ivory's view. Ivory stared, transfixed, feeling emotions she'd never experienced before, and was unsure how to end the hypnotic trance the stranger was having on her. She blinked, and in an instant, he was gone. Who was this man, Ivory wondered, and why did he look so familiar? Ivy nervously laughed to herself as she tried to regain her composure. Her mind was playing tricks on her. Get a grip, girl, she scolded. The last thing you need is a mental breakdown. But no sooner had she calmed herself than he miraculously appeared again. Shamelessly, she stared at him, drinking in all his maleness in one gulp. Never had a man caused such violent reactions in her. She was riveted, stilled at the sight of him. Only her heart moved. Feeling the heat of her gaze, he turned slowly. Her mouth parted as they faced each other. The moistness of promised mouth-to-mouth satisfaction was readily exposed. Suddenly, the man walked toward Ivory. It was as if her parted lips were signaling to him. Oh my God, she screamed inwardly. She couldn't believe this was happening. Ivory! Startled, Ivy looked up from her hand and tried to remember where she was. To her surprise, she saw Paul, her fiancé. I'm sorry, Paul. You were saying something? What I was saying was obviously not important to you, Paul remarked childishly. Of course, what you were saying is important, she stated, feigning enthusiasm. What's got you so preoccupied all of a sudden? Paul asked as he took the seat next to her. Ivory shook her head. Nothing much. I guess I was caught up in the spell of Negril. I'm going to miss this place. I will always have fond memories of this romantic island. Anxiously, Paul took Ivory's hand in his. You know, we could have fonder memories if you would let me stay the night in your room. Paul, I thought we agreed to wait until our wedding night, Ivory reminded him nervously. We did agree, but that was 10 months ago. A man can only hold out for so long, then he loses control. We've been together for 2 years now, Paul recanted angrily. Ivory looked searchingly into Paul's eyes, desperately trying to figure out what was holding her back from totally committing to him. He was an attractive man in his late 40s, just under 6 feet tall. His eyes were the color of hazelnut and rich auburn. His smile was alluring and his build on the slender side. One had to look close to see his receding hairline. Paul kept his hair cut close to his head. He dressed conservatively. The most distinguishing aspect of Paul's features was his mustache. It had a personality all its own, full with just a touch of gray. Paul was financially independent, and his small company was growing steadily. Yet with all that, there wasn't even a hint of a romantic spark, no deep, smoldering desire. In retrospect, Ivory wasn't exactly sure why she had agreed to Paul's proposal. She liked the fact that he was safe, secure, and reliable. And at 27 years old, as her stepmother constantly reminded her, she wasn't getting any younger. Her father had said on numerous occasions that she would be a fool to let Paul get away. He called him the salt of the earth, a good businessman, and a good provider. What more could you possibly want? Ivory's father asked her. Nothing much, just passion, fire, intense desire, and love, especially love. Maybe she read too many romance novels, but she knew what she wanted. Ivory didn't want to be smart tongued and remind her father how the salt had the tendency to lose its flavor.
Okay, guys, so that's just a tip of the iceberg of the audiobook. I had fun doing it. But anyway, so there's a link on the site that you can go to. You can go on there, you can download it through Audible. And I'm hearing from some people who are reaching out to me. They're enjoying it while they're cleaning the house, in the car, going to work. So just an encouragement. And this is specifically for those of you who didn't buy a book and you preferred an audiobook. So now you have options. You have the audiobook, you have the actual book in hand. So you have a couple of ways of being blessed by the book. So let's jump into 2023 and planning, setting goals. The reason that I wanted to do this, I was going to do a different topic, but today I was in Bible study and there's a scripture that says, write the plan and make it plain so that when one gets it, they can run with it. That's really important. That the admonition is write it down, make it plain. The one who should run with it is you. There should be 3 areas in your life that you are looking at and doing goals for 2023. Is spiritual, professional, and personal. 3 different areas of 3 different areas of you just keeping it real for yourself. I'm looking at a thing that came up because that was my thing, always keeping it real. So what does all of this mean at the end of the day? Some people will say, you don't know if tomorrow's going to be here, so why plan? Da, 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 da. And people take things and twist it, and unfortunately, they twist it erroneously because the Bible never told us. We're never encouraged not to make a plan. There are so many examples biblically that show you that God said, the biggest one would be Joseph, right? That he read, understood Pharaoh's dreams and interpreted them. And God told him there's going to be 7 years of fat and there's going to be 7 years of wealth. And you need to plan accordingly. And so that was what Joseph did. We have many, many, many things within the Bible that tells us that. So really be clear that we are supposed to plan. And we should, and remember this. I love this one saying that was given to me that said, your call is not for everybody. So Joseph told his brothers his dreams. I still don't believe that he shouldn't have told his brothers, because when you see the story, there was purpose in the fact that he told his story to his brothers, because he had to get to Pharaoh. It was being there that he saved Israel and through the famine and what have you. So I am saying, though, not everything you're doing is for everybody. You need to keep some things for yourself. This is yep, your call is not for everyone. And that's what you have to understand and embrace. And guess what? Everybody's not going to celebrate you guys. Everybody's not going to be like excited that you have this. So you have to do this internally. So spiritually, you have to decide, where am I at and where do I want to get, and what do I need to do to get there? Is it being more in prayer? Is it being more in study? You are not told to read the Bible to show yourself approved. You are told to study to show yourself approved. So that's an encouragement piece that you have to look to be able to say, okay, where am I at on this? Professionally, where are you going now? You're in a job, you're in a career, you have goals and ideals professionally. What do you need to do? Every day you should do something for each one of these goals. If it's spending an extra minute or two in prayer, if it's spending an extra 10 minutes in the word, spend time and grow yourself. Grow yourself. Business wise, what should you be doing? If you have a goal or a dream, take 15 minutes a day and do something towards that goal and that dream. My niece and her boyfriend on New Year's Eve, after going out and all, they did a vision board. We need to do a vision board. Make it plain for you. They did something that was different. I never thought about taking magazines and cutting them out and what have you. Me and my girlfriend Jackie went down to the home show because her goal is to buy a home. And so she went down there to get pictures and ideas and create the things that she wants in her home and what she's looking for. That's making it plain. That's making it visual. And then you take that visual board and you put it up in your house. So don't just put it in your mind, but put it up on a board, put it in your house, put it up on the wall, and look at it daily. The Bible says that when God was telling the people to teach their children and what to do in their home, he said, take my word and put it on your front doorpost, put it on your bathroom mirror. I'm paraphrasing because they didn't have bathroom mirrors, but he told them to put it out. So everywhere you went, you saw something that reminded you of the word. So should be your vision. So should be your goals, that you are putting those things out there so that you know, and they're adjustable. You may say, you know what, I want to remove this later on and I want to put something else up in it, or I want to add something else to it. So the objective is for you to take hold of your life. You have to own it. You can't sit around and expect it to phantomly to fall out of the sky, to knock on the door. Yeah, play the lottery. I get it. The odds of lottery winning is so far removed. Some of us will never even, it never happened to us. So what's your A plan then? If A is the lottery and that doesn't come through, what's B plan? What if B doesn't come through, what's the C plan? So you have to be able to take a look at your life on the personal side. What about your kids? What about your family? What about your friends? What do you need to do to fix and correct and encourage those relationships? Make your life meaningful. Don't get so caught up into television and internet and Facebook and Instagram and all of that stuff, and not take that same time that you give to that and not give it unto your life, your personal, your spiritual, your professional. This is your life. You hold the keys to the opening of the doors that are being set before you. And you have to be able to walk through them. And you have to walk through them prepared. You have to walk through them prepared. So my encouragement is, take the time and get a journal and do your journal and do a journal daily, and reflect. Journal every day what you did for every one of those specific things, so that when you find yourself 2 or 3 months in and you're wondering what you've done, you have a journal, you have a document, something for you to go back and look and see, oh, okay, I did this. Oh, okay, I need to do that. Closing on this, don't be hard on yourself. Don't beat yourself. Everyone says, Angela, you keep saying you're 60. I'm 60. And I trip off of that. My own issues is because I'm walking into now destiny of some things. I'm walking into destiny of some things. And in walking into those destinies, I'm sitting up here and questioning, God, Angela, you're 60. Did you do enough? What didn't I do? Well, I'm always being told, Angela, give yourself some grace, give yourself some mercy. I say that to you. Age is not a deterrent. If you are here today, that means that God is not finished with you. That means that you still have purpose, that your mission is not completed. Just do your part. That's our quick fix for the day. Blessings to you guys. We'll see you next Wednesday.